faithfully delivering value by interpreting great books from around the world. Hello, this is Sally's Book Talk. Today, I'm going to interpret this book for you titled Global Catastrophe and the World's End. Oh, speaking of the world's end, it first came from religious and legendary prophecies. Many devout followers predicted the apocalypse time from scriptures. Even big physicists like Newton said the year 2000 would be the end. And the most famous world's end prophecy, that's got to be the Mayan legend from the Americas, predicting the 2012 apocalypse. With movies like, 2012, The Day After Tomorrow, and Deep Impact hitting screens, the whole world got hooked on the idea. But after humanity sailed through 2022 just fine, those prophecies totally fell apart. Still, the whole world's end thing, like, what's humanity's future fate, deserves a fresh look with rational thinking from modern science. The author of this book, Bill McGuire, is super focused on this. He's a professor of earth hazards at University College London, director of the Benfield Hazard Research Centre, and part of the UK Natural Hazards Working Group. In the author's view, the chance of humans going extinct real quick is super slim. That the risk of huge global natural disasters, that's high. Folks call these worldwide impact disasters global catastrophes. Global catastrophes don't just cause massive suffering and death, they mess with human civilization's progress, even push it backward. This is the real world's end we gotta watch out for. So, what global catastrophes could bring on the world's end? The author thinks there are three main types: global climate change, threats from inside the Earth, and dangers from space. First up, let's chat about global climate change. When it comes to global climate change, you're probably thinking global warming. According to weather stats, the global average temperature has been climbing steadily over recent centuries. In the 21st century alone, it went up by 0.6 degrees Celsius. After the year 2000, almost everywhere on Earth broke its record for highest yearly average temperature. And this trend, it's just getting worse. It's thought that by 2010, the global average temperature could jump another 6 degrees Celsius. And global warming is primarily caused by the widespread use of fossil fuels, like coal, since the Industrial Revolution, leading to massive greenhouse gas emissions. Oh, greenhouse gases mainly include carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, and others. Um, Greenhouse gases act like transparent glass in a greenhouse, trapping solar heat on Earth and causing surface temperatures to rise continuously. So, what threats does global warming pose to humanity's living environment? First, the most direct consequence is extreme heat waves. For example, in 2003, Europe experienced unprecedented summer heat, with temperatures exceeding 40 degrees Celsius for days in many regions, causing 35,000 deaths. Meanwhile, global warming also increases instability in Earth's atmospheric systems. For instance, frequent El Niño events cause abnormal seawater warming that disrupts atmospheric circulation, increasing hurricane frequency and intensity. Some regions, especially coastal areas, suffer devastating floods, while others face intensified droughts. Like in 2005, Bangladesh's record-breaking summer floods killed over 1,000 people. At the same time, Niger in West Africa experienced extreme drought, threatening over 4 million people with famine. Moreover, global warming causes massive glacier melt, leading to sea level rise. In the 20th century, sea levels rose 10 to 20 centimeters due to warming. It's projected that by 2010, global sea levels could rise another 88 centimeters. By 3000, a 6-meter rise could submerge many island nations and coastal regions. Take the Maldives. A 1-meter rise would completely erase this nation. Bangladesh could lose 16% of its farmland to flooding within 50 years. Scientists warn that without curbing warming trends, the massive West Antarctic ice sheet could melt within 200 years. Should this happen, all coastal cities, including New York, London, Sydney, and Shanghai, would be submerged. Some scientists believe rising seas increase pressure on undersea rocks, potentially causing massive landslides that trigger mega tsunamis with catastrophic impacts on coastal areas. Additionally, global warming also affects animal habitats and plant growth cycles, disrupting the original ecological balance. This can lead to increased outbreaks of diseases and pests, causing animal and plant extinctions and triggering ecological disasters. Fortunately, many people have realized the severity of this issue, and numerous countries worldwide have already made efforts to combat global warming. Back in 1997, the Kyoto Protocol was established under the UN Framework Convention on Climate Change to urge nations to cut greenhouse gas emissions and stop global warming. This requires everyone's effort on Earth. However, while folks are talking about global warming, many scientists are focusing on another, more serious climate issue. Global cooling, looking at Earth's long history, ice ages caused by cooling have been the root cause of many species extinction. They either froze to death in cold ice ages or starved from food shortages. For instance, during the Quaternary Ice Age, many mammals like woolly mammoths, woolly rhinos, giant deer, and saber-toothed tigers went extinct. That's why many scientists are studying and predicting when the next ice age will hit. Causes for ice ages include temporary weakening of solar activity, sudden ocean current shifts, and more. Research shows that in Earth's 4.6 billion year history, it's turned into a snowball at least 6 times. In the last 2 million years, there have been at least 20 major ice ages, with ground covered by ice up to a kilometer thick. Scientists predict Earth will likely enter another ice age in 10,000 years. All right, that wraps up the first possible global catastrophe: global climate change. Short term, human activities are worsening global warming, posing a massive threat to survival. Long term, global cooling and an ice age could bring even greater disasters. Now let's discuss the second possible global catastrophe: threats from within Earth. Scientists believe potential supervolcanoes and major earthquakes could have global impacts, threatening human survival. First, let's talk about volcanoes. Currently, there are over 500 active volcanoes globally, with at least 500 million people living in their danger zones. Scientists classify volcanic eruptions from VEI 1 to VEI 8 based on energy released, with each level being 10 times more powerful than the last. VEI 8 is the supervolcanic eruption level. In 1815, Indonesia's Mount Tambora erupted at VEI 7, Earth's most violent eruption in 10,000 years. It killed 60,000 locally and impacted global climate when volcanic ash mixed with vapor formed aerosols that blocked sunlight, dropping global temperatures by 0.53 degrees Celsius. The following year, 1816, saw abnormally low global temperatures, with many regions experiencing no summer, a phenomenon called volcanic winter. And supervolcanoes, they're 10 times more powerful than that eruption. Scientists estimate a supervolcanic eruption occurs roughly every 50,000 years. Not only would it swallow more people near the volcano in lava, but it'd trigger global volcanic winter, thick ash turning day to night, plummeting temperatures for years. Plants would die without photosynthesis, pushing humans and animals toward extinction. Research shows Yellowstone in the US and Indonesia's Toba volcano could become future supervolcanoes. We still can't predict when they might blow, making them constant existential threats. Beyond supervolcanoes, humans face major earthquake threats too. From China's Tangshan and Wenchuan quakes to Japan's Great Kanto earthquake, all caused massive casualties. Earthquakes threaten not just through collapsed buildings, but also secondary disasters like fires and plagues. Over the past millennium, earthquakes have claimed more than 8 million lives. As cities grow denser, earthquakes will cause even greater damage. For example, Scientists predict an M8 earthquake in Tokyo could cause over 3.3 trillion yuan in damages and massive casualties. Oh, disasters are far from over. If Tokyo, this global financial hub, becomes ruins, the world economy would collapse. Moreover, volcanoes and earthquakes could trigger mega tsunamis too. In 2003, a magnitude 9.0 mega earthquake struck the Indian Ocean floor. While the quake itself caused no direct casualties, the 10-meter tsunami it triggered killed over 220,000 people in coastal nations. Thus, supervolcanoes and major quakes are huge threats to humanity, and we still can't predict them accurately. Next, let's discuss the third global catastrophe, threats from outer space. In 1994, scientists using Hubble witnessed 21 massive fragments from comet Shoemaker-Levy 9 colliding with Jupiter in a spectacular event. The largest fragment, 4 kilometers wide, released energy equal to 100 trillion tons of TNT, about 8 billion Hiroshima bombs. Since Jupiter's diameter exceeds 140,000 kilometers, the impact didn't severely affect it. But if such space rocks hit Earth, just 140 zeroth Jupiter size, the impact would be apocalyptic. The deadliest come from asteroid belts and comets, with over 100,000 near-Earth objects larger than 100 meters. A direct hit could obliterate cities like London or New York. There are 20,000 rocks over 500 meters, enough to destroy small nations. Ocean impacts would trigger global mega tsunamis, and about 1,000 space rocks exceed 1 kilometer. Those would wipe out a country the size of the UK. Scientists estimate a 2-kilometer wide object would leave a 40-kilometer crater, killing at least a quarter of humanity. Beyond the immediate blast killing nearby people, the long-term catastrophe would come from debris blocking sunlight, causing ecological collapse. This is very similar to volcanic winter caused by supervolcano eruptions, which would lead to mass extinctions on Earth. Scientists estimate there are at least hundreds of asteroids or comet fragments over 2 kilometers in diameter near Earth. Actually, Earth's surface already has many meteorite impact craters, with 172 confirmed by scientists. The most famous is off the coast of Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula, and that impact occurred about 65 million years ago at the end of the Cretaceous period. Scientists believe the meteorite was 10 kilometers in diameter and dinosaurs likely went extinct because of it. The most famous modern impact happened in Tunguska, Siberia, Russia. On June 30th, 1908, seismic instruments in Europe suddenly detected an energy shock wave that circled the Earth 3 times. In the following days, skies over many parts of Europe and Asia turned dark red, and nights remained unusually bright. Decades later, scientists confirmed a space rock impact event in Tunguska through expeditions. Although only 50 meters in diameter and exploding 10 kilometers above Tunguska, its power equaled 800 Hiroshima atomic bombs, flattening over 2,000 square kilometers of forest. Scientists estimate that every few hundred years, a space rock over 100 meters in diameter hits Earth. Among them, the asteroid with the highest impact probability is Apophis, with a diameter of 320 meters. If it collided with Earth, the consequences would be catastrophic. Worse yet, there are many more space rocks around Earth that haven't been discovered. So, we've covered the third global catastrophe threatening humanity, space threats. The numerous asteroids and comet fragments near Earth pose a serious danger. Events like in the movie Deep Impact could actually happen, leading to human decline and extinction. Actually, the 3 global catastrophes discussed in this book are interconnected. For example, with the dinosaur extinction, some scientists believe the meteor impact likely tore Earth's crust, causing volcanic eruptions that filled the sky with smoke, blocking sunlight and cooling the climate. Ultimately, causing the extinction. Today, although human technology has advanced by leaps and bounds with brilliant achievements in many fields, however, global catastrophes concerning humanity's fate still can't be fully predicted or resolved, requiring worldwide attention. All right, that concludes our interpretation of global catastrophe and the world's end. Reading notes are below the audio. We'll meet again in the next great book.